Hey, everybody. Yeah, Voices from Wise Women, SHQUESTRA. And, we have a wonderful, wonderful group of women today. I'm so excited. We're going to be talking about growing old gracefully. So I have some very special guests, some sisters I've known, and everybody's 50 and up. And we just want to talk about how it feels to grow old gracefully. So first, we do Voices from Wise Women, introduce myself. We also do 30 minutes, I wish, 30 seconds of meditation because I want to bring everybody into the room. This is a sacred space and we want to make it. So this morning, I always burn my sage. I also do my lavender, spray the room with lavender. I have my candle, my blue candle, which is for communication. And so we are open also pull 2 cards for today. So we're going to do our 30 seconds of meditation to bring everybody into the room and create this sacred space. So here we go. All right, we are definitely ready to go. So the first card that I pulled today says the point. The point of power is always in the present moment. So your point of power is always in the present moment. And the July 5th says, I am patient, tolerant, and diplomatic. So that's what we pulled today about the power is in the present moment, not the past, not the future, where we are in the present moment. All right. So, wise women growing old gracefully. So I have people introduce themselves. So I'll start with Nefakar. She's on the top. So Nefakar, please introduce yourself.
Yes, I am Nefaka X. It's nice to be here with the other wise women. And one of my teachers right to my left, Sister SHQUESTRA. I guess I share a little bit about myself.
Yes.
Yes. I am an assistant. I assist those who are homeless with a place to live. I teach African dance. And I just finished the alcohol and other drugs program in school. And just a little thing out there, I'm seeking a place to do my internship.
Oh, okay.
So I'm in the service industry.
Okay, great. All right, Stephanie Holmes.
Oh, I'm Stephanie, and I am SHQUESTRA's daughter. I've known all these ladies pretty much all my life, so I'm excited about this.
And Sabrina.
Hi, everyone. I'm so glad to be here. My name is Sabrina. I'm right now living in Charleston, South Carolina. I have a cookie bakery in South Carolina where I bake plant-based cookies and distribute them to different coffee shops. But on the side, I assist women who look like me, who's dealing with different illnesses such as the big C, such as ovarian issues, and we talk about plant-based foods to help them heal as they just go through that vortex of just getting their body right. So that's what I do pretty much all day long.
Okay, yep. Sounds good. All right. So we're going to talk a little bit about growing old gracefully. And I pick you ladies because you ladies look fabulous and always have looked fabulous.
Mm-hmm.
And as you
reflection of you.
As you're getting, Sister Mercedes. Hey, Mercedes. As you're getting older, you're still looking good. And so I just wanted you to kind of tell women out there what they can do to grow old gracefully and not have to use Botox or liposuction or anything like that. But what can you do? And I know Sabrina has always been cooking up little things in her kitchen for your skin and for your body. So the first thing I want to ask you is how do you keep looking young? What keeps you guys looking young? Sabrina, what keeps you looking that young?
Well, you know, I don't know, but I will tell you, I am so obsessed with essential oils. You know, I've always been involved with essential oils. I got some today just to show them off. But my new oil I'm using right now is rockwood oil or rosewood oil mixed with cedarwood and lavender and coconut. So I've been using that as my nature's tightening purposes. And then before I go to bed, I use tamarind.
Stop for a minute. Everybody, get your pen and your write this down now, because I'm like, we're not to get what you got. Again, so what do you use now?
So I have this oil. It's called rock rose. It's from Spain. It's a thick like resin. And I usually mix that with a little bit of sandalwood and coconut essential oil. Coconut oil that's raw, vegan, or clean. And I make a little paste, watery style paste I put on my face just to add a little bit of tightening because the cedarwood helps tighten the fragrance. Of course, you do a patch test to make sure you're not having any allergic reactions. But the best product of the day is the tamarind. Tamarind is nature's collagen. It's one of the fruits that has high natural collagen within the product. Not meat, of course, but a plant. So I use that fresh from the plant, take the seeds out, mix it with water, and make a nice mask. I do this every day. And I've actually been doing it when I was in LA, but that's one of my big go-tos. And of course, just, trying my best to stay 100% on plant-based with a little bit of honey here and there. But yeah. Y'all got that?
Yeah. So what I'm going to ask you guys to do, it seems like there's a little feedback. So if you can mute at the bottom, you'll see where it says mute. You can mute your mic, and then when you speak, you can turn the mic back on. So that would make it. So Nefika, tell us, how do you keep young?
First, I believe in my mind that age is a state of mind. So I'm very, very simple with my self-care. I have highly sensitive skin, so I use Dove Unscented. And for moisturizer, I use shea butter. And as silly as it may sound, I do a lot of facial exercises to exercise the muscles in my face. And I purposely work at trying not to frown all the time. There's a lot of situations happening in the world where we want to just be frowned up all the time. So I work at not frowning, but I exercise my face and I keep very active, and I try to do a mask a couple of times a week, but I keep it very, very simple because of my highly sensitive skin.
That sounds good. I like that. Stephanie, what do you do?
For myself, I also have sensitive skin too. I noticed as I get into menopause that I'm starting to have like some acne issues that I didn't have when I was a teen. So I'm always trying to figure out how to get past that and figure it out. I use on my face to wash my face in the morning and in the evening Cetaphil, which works great. And then after that, I always put coconut oil on my face in the morning and in the evening. And I try to use it all over my skin. I definitely have to use something with shea because my skin dries out like crazy and I'm just short of using WD-40 on it. So, and also when I do a mask, I don't do it that often because my face will dry out. I use the Aztec clay and I mix that up. I can use it with sometimes a little bit of apple cider vinegar, but most of the time I just mix it with water and do it. And then I also had I noticed also now that I'm older, it takes a long time for me to heal from any kind of scars that I get. I had a gentleman tell me to use turmeric, the actual plant, and put it on the scar, and it helps to heal up the scars. So I use that as well. And plus, another thing that I also do is acknowledge that I am older. you know, and stop trying to act like I'm 20 years old, because I'm not. I'm 50. So that's another thing. Just to acknowledge that you are
look
older.
good.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I think for me, I just try to I use different products, but I always try to use a moisturizer on my face or coconut oil, or I love shea butter. Just finding the right kind of shea butter, because now we're in Arizona and we're in this lockdown, and so it's hard to get out. But I do like shea butter and how it does. But Stephanie was telling me about coconut oil, so I might try to use some of that coconut oil. But you do have to moisturize as you get older. So how do you feel about your age advancing? Now, for me, I had no problem with 40, 50, but I'm moving into my 70s in another year. And that's kind of like, I have to really think about that, because it's like 70. Wow. That's you're getting toward your final chapter and your last unit, not final, but your third chapter in your life. And so you just really have to look back at some things. And so a lot of my friends are like, yeah, moving to the 70s got a whole different vibe than it did moving to the 60s. So how do you all feel about as you're advancing? How do you feel? Steph, how do you feel? You're moving into your 50s this year.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I remember when I was 8, I couldn't wait to be 45, because I know it sounds kind of weird, but my grandmother looked so good at 45. I was just like counting down. So I got 45, and I got to 45, and I was like, oh, not too bad. So now that I'm moving towards 50, I'm excited about that too. I don't, for an old chick, I don't think I look too for 50 years old. So I'm looking forward to, moving forward to my 60s and stuff. I think if you embrace your age, then you'll be good to go. Just, you can't go back. You can only go forward. So you can always change how you, a lot of women get caught up in, oh God, I see a wrinkle. It's okay. It's okay. Wrinkles come. That's how aging happens. And all this mess that you see in the magazines and TV is airbrushed and fillered and Botox, and it's not real. I think personally, as I get older, having good skin works for me. I'm happy about that. The weight thing, it comes, it goes. But you know what? I'm older. With what's going on now, I could drop it any day. I'm going to eat what the hell I want, and I'm going to enjoy myself, but I'm not going to get carried away. And I definitely just try to make sure I stay on top of myself in terms of how I take care of myself, taking my herbs, drinking as much water as I can, and just, watching what I do, because the skin is an organ too. And I think people forget that.
Mm-hmm. Sabrina, how do you feel aging?
Yeah, it's weird because I've always had a moment of fear of getting older and looking differently. But I'll be 55, and I'm going to say it right out. I'll be 55 this coming Christmas. And I'm like, okay,
you
there's a
also
couple
look
things I need
damn
to do.
good.
Oh, thank you very much. So one of the new routines I'm doing is no is a complete answer. So all the things that are in my way that I have a struggle with, I'm practicing controlling controlling what I can control. And I've noticed that has taken a lot of stress off me. And I've noticed that it's taking a lot of the inflammation off my body. Because when I look at my cousins my age right here in Charleston, and when New York doing the whole Zoom thing, I've noticed a lot of them are inflamed, and we are now talking about what can we do? What can I do to to relax my body, deflame, and not look tired all day long? And I got to thinking about that. And a lot of that is, of course, what we eat, and a lot of that is stress. Sometimes we cannot control every little thing in our life, but we can control what we can control. So that's the new thing working for me as I'm moving into 55. That's just a whole brand new doorway for me. Just being mindful of what's around me, who's in front of me, and where I'm going. And that kind of is like been my hoping moment.
Yeah, that's stress has a lot to do, a lot. Nefika, how about you about aging? How do you feel?
I'm excited. I'm almost going to be 60. I
Oh,
feel,
wow.
I know. Can you believe that? I can't believe when Steph said how old she's getting ready to be. So I'm
Gosh, we look
excited
good.
about it. I know a lot of women, and they're always like, girl, we don't tell our age. We don't tell our age. You ain't supposed to tell your age or lie about your age. It's like, I'm excited about my age because I believe that, again, the power of the mind and my belief is behavior. It's like, I still do all the things I did 20, 30, 40 years ago. Right. So it's like, to me, everything starts with a thought in your mind and how you feel about yourself. And also I try to be careful about the company that I keep. And Sister Sabrina was talking about the stress level. Stress is a killer because every dis-ease starts from stress. And it's like, so I keep myself really physically active, and that's how I maintain my peace. And, and that transfers to, just trying to live a stress-free free life and surround myself with positive and optimistic sisters like yourself.
That sounds good. I mean, like I said, I'm just, I'm coming to terms with 70, and I realize it's just a number. I still feel the same and what have you, so like I did when I was 18, but just coming with that, that number. So how do you take care of your body? What's your skin treatment, or do you detox? Do you have a goddess bath? Like for me, I take these detox baths with the apple cider vinegar, Himalayan salt, some baking soda, and I also do lavender in it. So I do that in a detox. That really helps me, especially taking care of my mother who has Alzheimer's. It's very, very difficult. And so that kind of helps me because I've really been working with an herbalist because my stress level is totally out of control. And so I'm feeling out of balance. And so we've really been working with the herbs and what have you to kind of put me back into balance. So what are some of your routines that you use that you can share with women that may be going through a stressful situation? So Nefakar, because I know you use all oils and different kind of things. So can you share some of that with the ladies?
Yes, I use essential oils that are good for calming and for anxiety. I also do the goddess baths. I'll light a candle. I'll burn some incense. I turn out the lights. I use some lavender bath salts. I also practice skin brushing. I use a skin brush for a level of detox. I also make a coffee scrub for my skin. And I take that time out. I try to do that a couple of times a week to, just relax myself, and also, for detox. And I cleanse as well. I cleanse on a regular basis. I try to cleanse I do cleanse once a month for the first 3 days of the month. I'm in the Nation of Islam, and so we do a national fast for 3 days at the first part of the month. So, these are some of the things that I do.
Can you tell us what's in your coffee scrub?
In my coffee scrub, I got jojoba oil, coconut oil, essential oils, shea butter, almond oil, and I mix in the coffee. And depending on who I'm making it with, I might choose a particular essential oil. I use a grapeseed oil. I use the black pepper oil. And basically, after I wash my body, I'll take the scrub and put it all over my skin. And when you rinse it off and you get out, your skin literally feels like a baby's body. Very, very soft.
Yeah, I love that.
Wow, that sounds great. That sounds cool. That sounds. Well, Sabrina, tell me, what do you use for your what do you do for your skin care? What do you do to detox and?
For right now, I'm doing single products. Like it's nothing new anymore because I just went through a lot of different shift changes. So right now, I'm beginning from the inside out. So right now, I am on this whole show of sea moss. I'm doing sea moss, sea moss, sea moss. So I start with sea moss every morning with the raw coconut oil I get from WFM. It's not coconut oil, it's like a coconut meal milk. and I make that into a breakfast or something in the morning. But I'm doing the sea moss for the high iron and also for the alkaline. But recently, because I was concerned about, again, just being out in the elements, I'm using the coconut oil mixed with the sea moss, mixed with just plain essential oil. And that could be like either the lavender, the cedarwood, or the what's another one? I can't think of the name I've been using. It's actually the dark red oil, not bloodroot, but dragon's blood, because dragon blood also helps for like different scars on the body and for tightening up the skin. But for me, it's just really just back to basics, going back to basics, doing what I was doing when the kids were little, just real simple stuff. And as far as detoxing, everything that I eat, I'm trying to make it a detox form. Like I'm trying my best to only eat like single foods. Like if I have like last night for dinner, I had chickpea, sea moss, and kale. So that was a meal, but 3 different items. So I'm eating like that. So I'm not eating anything more than 3 ingredients in one sitting, if that makes sense. So I'm using that as like the other night, it was arugula with spinach and burdock root dinner. For a drink, it was sparkling water, hibiscus, and a sweetener. Right now I'm using a little bit of monk fruit, something like that, just some plain monk fruit, and that's it. So I'm not eating anything where it's packaged or just have 4 or 5 more added ingredients. That's because I want to make sure that my ovaries still stay on point, make sure my breasts still stay fine, make sure everything is on point. So when I'm eating like that, I'm feeling like I am making my daily detox every day. And just again, being mindful about what I'm eating and just looking at everything that I'm eating. So all of like the burgers you see out, all the plant-based burgers, that looks good from over there, but I can't put it inside here. So that's where I'm going to right now.
Oh wow, that's now. I mean, it sounds really good. So you're definitely eating clean,
Eating
extremely
clean, beyond clean as I can get.
Okay, okay, that sounds really good. So Nefika, I know that you do used to do intermittent fasting. Are you still doing that, or have you moved to another phase? 'Cause I know a lot of times people will start with one thing and then they'll move to another phase.
Yes. So I refreshed myself on Honorable Elijah's book, Honorable Elijah Muhammad's book, How to Eat to Live. So I practice 1 meal a day, and I try to fast on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I'm not real firm with that all the time, but I try to practice eating 1 meal a day. And with 1 meal a day, the beauty of the 1 meal a day is I get to experience hunger. And a lot of times we don't realize that what that looks like, because a lot of times we're constantly putting things in our mouth. And so, I stay on my water, but the 1 meal a day, and then I make my meals a ritual. And I'm thinking about Stephanie teasing me about how I eat my food. But my meals are more like a ritual, and it tastes so much better and I enjoy it better. And by eating every other day or doing 1 meal a day, it gives your body an opportunity to fight off something that may be toxic or poisonous to your system. And your body gets a chance to rest, and your mind, my mind, gets a chance to rest, because food is my first drug of choice and it's legal. So it makes it challenging. So that puts me in a great box where it's like, okay, you're going to get this 1 meal. And then as I eat the 1 meal, my stomach has an opportunity to shrink to its natural size, which is the size of my fist. So that's what I'm doing. Yeah, the 1 meal a day.
So which meal is it? Is it in the afternoon or in the evening, or which meal?
I usually eat between 4 and 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. You just drink water during the day? Any juice or anything?
I do water, or a lot of times I'll get my big thermos and I'll boil ginger root and add lemon and sip on that throughout the day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Can I add to that too? I oh my goodness, I have not did that type of fasting. But what do you think about this going back to basics with just chewing our food. I know that sounds crazy, but my mother and I talked about this here a few months ago, and she said at one time we would sit at the dinner table and we would chew our food, and we would have a meal that took an hour. So now I'm thinking about maybe we should go back to that, like chewing our food 30 times and then swallow. Because she gave that number, I'm like, why 30 and not 25? But she said we sat down, we took our time and ate. And then she reminded me that when we were coming up in the Bronx, nobody on Soul Train or American Bandstand was big. And she just went through a whole spiel about how that looked in that time. Now you look up, everybody's all whoop, whoop. And she's like, oh no, if people just take their time and chew their food, they wouldn't be so. And then she, so I just thought about that. I know it's so hard for me to sit down and I chew my food, but slow bites.
Yeah,
What do you think about that? Is that like crazy? Can we still do that?
Yeah, be deliberate about it.
My grandmother would tell us that we need to chew our food until it's liquid.
Yes, liquid. That's it, liquid. Yes.
And by doing like what you're talking about as well, when you slow down and eat your food, you're gonna feel fuller faster. And my number one trick, my mother would not allow us to eat and drink at the same time. So you drink before or you drink. Usually I drink like 2 hours after my meal. That gives your food an opportunity to properly digest. Because what happens, because if you're eating something refined, some bread, some potatoes, and you drink with it, is turn it into a liquid, and it causes natural inflammation and causes your stomach to stretch unnaturally. So a little kid is like, you don't get nothing to drink till you eat all your food. And then you still have to wait. And
I forgot about that. Yeah.
I think another thing is when you listen to your body as you eat, because your body is telling you what's going on as you eat. I know I found out I have type 2 diabetes. So when I eat certain things, I can feel in my body if it's like a pressure in my chest or it doesn't feel right going down. So I have to either stop eating that, take my time, like you all said, chew. And I definitely try not to drink when I eat. I mean, I slip up, I'm human. But yeah, listening to your body as you eat your food, because as it's going down, your body's talking to you, but a lot of people aren't listening.
Yeah. And also know when you're full, like a lot of times you can have 1 or 2 bites and your it's done. But you keep pushing past because for me, I think about my mother, you got all this on your plate, you need to finish. But sometimes after 2 or 3, especially when you're cooking, and after you finish cooking, you're like, I'm done, just with all the aroma and what have you. Or if you make a meal that is really good for you in terms of calories and what have you, you have 2 or 3 like soups of spoons or scoops. 2 or 3 spoons of a soup, and then you'd be like, okay, I'm full, And so, but a lot of times we push past that. At least I do. I push past that, and so I think, like Stephanie was saying, you just have to listen to your body when it says, "I'm done." Pull back, and then especially with COVID-19. I think everybody I've talked to is like, "Girl, I got this. I got to do something because we're And so my brother said, "Look." He said, I don't know why y'all worried about it. Get some basketball shorts and just do your thing. Because he said you ain't going out to 2021 anyway. So just go ahead and do your thing. So it's just about, we just have to become friends with our food, especially with me. Friends with my food. Every time I eat, I'm always thinking about what does this do to my body? How much am I eating? Or is this too much? And I think I really have to become like, as Nefika was saying, that's my drug is food, and we have to eat. And so how do we learn how to do that? And for me, I think I really thought back to when I was a kid, and my mother, we were all very thin. She was really on, like, staying on point. And I remember saying as a kid, when I get grown, I'm going to eat whatever I want to eat. And I can eat as much as I want. And damn it, I looked around and there I was. And so it's just going back to that. No, I don't need to do that. What is my body telling me to do? And so I think the stress for me, because I had lost all this weight, and then coming here and with my mother, within a couple of months, I had gained like 15, 20 pounds. But so talking to the herbalist, it was about the stress. And so I have to really find how do I deal with her and be able to do my self-care. But sometimes I'm just so exhausted at the end of the day. I'll just eat whatever it is, or sometimes it's not even that I've eaten anything, but I notice this tire around me, and it's because of the stress. So trying to manage that stress is what I'm working on. So sometimes it's meditation or yoga, but the whole thing is when you're so tired, you have to push yourself to do the things that you need to do. So that's why I wanted you all to be on it, to tell sisters that, yeah, we all go through this, but these are some of the things that you can do to kind of help you to move forward. So how do you all feel about sleep? Are you sleeping? Do you sleep? What's your sleep pattern?
I've been sleeping more since I got my friend behind me. You see my friend? That's called a peace lily. You see the plant? And I got 2 over here, 2 over there, and 2 over there. And I just recently started looking up plants that will help clean the air and stumbled upon the peace lily. So the peace lily is allowing me to sleep calmly, is getting some of the formaldehyde, wherever that stuff is in the air, the smoke, the stuff coming off from the streets. I'm telling you, I sleep like a rock star. But I wake right back up. This plant is awesome. It was $17 at the Big W. And I was like, holy crap. And I have it right at the foot of my bed and on my head. And I'm telling you, it's amazing. And you Google it, you're going to see just a wealth of information about this plant. Also, the snake plant and the spider plant. But most importantly, my friend over here. I love it. Oh my gosh. I think he's saying something to me right now.
I'm going to go get me a
peace lily plant. Trust me. I've been telling it to everybody I know.
So as you all are getting as you're getting older, has your style changed? Like, do you dress differently? Has your style changed since you've gotten older, or is it the same?
Well, mine's it's kind of the same, thanks to you. Can I share my little story?
Yeah.
About how I dress?
Yes.
So, was it 20 or 30 years ago? Well, when I met SHQUESTRA, I remember she said to me one day, she's like, sister, she's like, do you always have to wear something real form-fitting? And I'm like, And I had to look at that and I had to really ponder. And it was like, because she taught me that the way we carry ourselves, we have a big message on our head, either saying, please, 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 look at me, I'm going to show you all my goodies. Or you can dress modestly and you attract, I think dressing modestly, you attract quadruple the attention. So I had to look at that. So way back then, I think the 80s, the 90s, I started dressing modestly and I challenged myself to wear loose fitting clothing for 1 year. And that turned into 3 years. And I'm still that way. Every now and then, if you see me working out, I might be in something that's fitting, but I'm more comfortable this way. And then it was lined up right along when I joined the Nation of Islam, because we dress modestly. So I'm pretty much the same. I like loud colors, as you can see. I like bright stuff. We used to always wear the color of the day, and we learned that the colors have energy. And what you put on your body, you have to feel good about it and carry yourself. I try to carry myself in a way where I'm not side-eyeing nobody else, because I don't got myself together. And my mother would always say, don't you be going out the house with your head scarf on and some sweats and some flip-flops and all that kind of stuff. Because when you do that, you're going to run into somebody that don't want to see you that way. But so I'm pretty much the same. I still like my bright colors. I love the colors of the day. And I believe it's all energy, but it's like I feel good about carrying myself this way. And it's the same from when, SHQUESTRA taught me many, many years ago. It's like, no, I don't have to wear anything fitting, and I do not want to attract that of attention.
Stephanie, have you changed?
I was pretty conservative when I was a kid and always self-conscious about the way I looked, what I had on, what everybody thought about me. As I got older, I'm kind of like, you know what, this is what it is. You either like it or you don't. My confidence, I think, is what has changed in terms of the way I carry myself and maybe even what I have on. I might be even wearing the same things, but it's just the way I carry myself with it that makes it feel and probably look different to people. Because I know as I've gotten older, a lot of things that I didn't do when I was younger, I do now. Like I'll just have a random conversation with anybody. I'll go out and be like, see me, love me. This is what I have on today. It doesn't matter. But I think that confidence is what draws people in. So to me, confidence is like wearing an outfit. If you have that on, because I have seen women in all states of dress, and it depends on how they feel about themselves is what's projected out. And that's what draws people in. And that's where the change comes in. But yeah, getting older and like wearing different stuff. I don't wear tight clothes. I never really did. I wasn't that person. My thing was I want you to concentrate on this, not all of this, because this could go at any time. All of this could go at any time, but I want to keep this, and this is what is going to draw you in, and that's what's gonna keep our friendship or whatever is going on. So yeah, my confidence is my clothes, and yes, it's changed as I've gotten older.
Sabrina, what about you?
This is gonna be weird, but I'm gonna say it anyway. A few days ago, you remember SHQUESTRA, Stephanie? I used to wear black every day,
Yes,
all the time, and I still do. This is the last piece of black garment I have. Just the other day, I threw out all my black clothing. I said, "This is it. I'm gonna brighten it up." And I just threw this on because I just wanted to look like I was like a little bit thinner. You know how that goes when you get so I just said, but this is it. Everything, I just brought some stuff. Everything is cotton, linen, everything is flowing. I got the doorman sleeves, the whole thing. But yeah, I just did that because I felt the freedom. Something came over me where I wanted just to go like, you know what? Look, this is what Steph said. See me, love me. I don't care no more. This is it. I don't wear underwears outside no more. I don't care no more. You know, I don't wear this free out the door. But when I go to bed at night, and this has been going on for a while since I've been in Charleston for 9 years, I got rid of all the sheets. I only sleep on cotton sheets.
Oh, okay.
All my pajamas, which are the biggest t-shirt I could find at the Big W, that are cotton men's t-shirt, because that cotton is going to allow me to breathe when the sweat's popping and throwing across the
oh my God, yes.
Everything is cotton when I go to bed. I mean, down to the pillowcase. Because think about it, when you laying down, I'm finished with menopause. I've been done 19 years, but still at night, I have to lie on something that I have to lay down on something that's cool and I can breathe. And cotton is it right now. So yeah, but yeah, take a good look because this is gone after this. So I'm back to
Black.
Oh, okay.
yeah. So I'm trying to get like you ladies with the bright and then the hair wrap. I'm trying to go right back to basic.
Girl, I wish I could wear a head wrap. Every time I wear a head wrap, it looks like I had some kind of, somebody said, oh my God, were you in an accident? You know, so I never get those wraps. I love them, but they
Supposed
never
to look cool, not lobotomized.
Huh?
You're supposed to look cool, not lobotomized.
Right. Exactly. Someone had a question they wanted to know about immune system, how to optimize our immune system. What do you know about immune system, Sabrina?
You know, going right back to the basics. We spoke earlier about inflammation, and when that inflammation is on us, it breaks our immune system down. But in terms of the supplements, my number one go-to I have right here, right now, that I've had for a while, and I've definitely got more since the whole COVID, is essential oil. Is called Venus flytrap.
Oh, okay.
Venus flytrap is indigenous to North Carolina. As you can probably get it almost in any health food store. But I'm mixing the Venus flytrap. This is my ultimate get down immune system elixir. Okay. So it's off the beaten path, but here it goes. So basically, it's Venus flytrap, oregano oil, black seed oil, raw coconut oil, and that's it. And I put that in a drink or make it a little shot situation. Then I drink that. But that's my go-to when I feel like my immune system is about to fly out the door. But for the most part, I try to correct it by controlling the controllables and just watching how my body is going to be in terms of the inflammation, whether it's food, whether it's stress, whether it's just the environment, or trying to get indoors, particularly in Charleston Covert, get indoors at a certain time and being out of the way. So those are little things you can do, and you pretty much people got an idea of what's triggering the stuff that's going on in their daily life.
Yeah, because he was talking about the what do we see that's compromise? I think sleep compromises it.
Yes.
I think stress.
Stress.
Not some people not even be able not able to socialize the way they want to socialize.
Yes.
There's a lot of different things that really compromise your immune system. That's why it's important to meditate, to be at peace, to get that sleep, to drink water, to try to keep that balance, because I think the immune system becomes out of balance, and then that's what causes your to get that low grade infection and all those kind of things that come upon you. So
and sometimes we got to turn off the radio and TV set. Like right now, you can't hear it because I didn't want to mess up the frequency with this here. But I've been listening to Hertz music, and this was going way. I started doing this here before the Covert, because listening to certain Hertz music or fork tuning. You remember your question back in the day? We was doing that over when we was doing BBW. Just having the singing bowl music, or having somebody come out, or just having that tone, that ting, and then that signal. That right there could literally change the vibration from head to toe. And just putting it on a very low sound before you go to bed will help you sleep, and you get a recuperative, when you get up in the morning. Even when you're driving. Like when I go to work, I do not turn on the radio. If my daughter doesn't tell me, or if I don't hear it on a billboard or see it, I don't know about it.
Right.
But I try my best not to bring all that in at certain times of the day. You know what I mean? Or even if I can just go without it for a day. I know it's kind of crazy, but it works.
No, it makes sense. It makes sense. So let me ask you a question. Do you fear less now that you're getting older? Like, I'll find myself in the grocery store and someone will be there, and I'll have a conversation with them that I never used to do before. Or I'll go to the cashier. Oh, how are you? How was your day? Do you find as you're getting older, you're more social and have those conversations with people that you didn't do before?
Yes. I will talk to anybody about anything, and it's weird. And now that I'm older, I look back and was like, what was holding me back in my 20s? I mean, what's the difference between then and now? Why was I so afraid to have a random conversation with somebody, or walk up to someone and say whatever, or just say how I feel in whatever situation, whether it be work or personal relationship? All that stuff is also a contributing factor to compromises with the immune system. You're holding all this stuff in. I'm not saying that you need to be rude or anything like that, but you can say what you need to say to people and get it off your chest. That's a serious release. And just to be an open person to people around you makes all the difference in the world. I think I'm a better person for it as I've gotten older, and how I can have conversations with people. Because now I even talk to the delivery guy. I didn't do that before. I used to just take my stuff and keep going. Now I'm like, hey, how's it going? How's your day? How's everything? How's the deliveries? And it makes that person's day better. And it actually makes your day better too.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Yes. As I got older, I feel like I'm even, more of a free spirit. I'm like Steph, I talk to any and everybody, even the little children in the store, because I consider myself, I'll always be a student, and you never know what information you're going to get from anybody. And then you don't know how you're affecting others as well. So it's like that. Now that I'm older, it's like I'm more freer. People kind of like to tell me their life stories when I don't know why. And I remember that when I was a little kid, and it used to freak me out. But now that I'm older, I try to, help them bring it out even more. And that's why, the things that I do now in my life. But I talk to any and everybody about anything, and I'll share my deepest, darkest closet information if I think it's going to help somebody, because I really don't care what people think. But if I can help somebody, I'll share that information.
Yeah.
Sabrina, I know you talk to people. You've always done
I talk to people every day, every time. I have young people talking to me and go, wow, my mother don't think that, or why, you talk to people like we're coming from a different generation. We're old school. We didn't have a cell phone. I mean, we had to walk places, so it's a different type of conversation. And believe it or not, the younger folks are really appreciating us just hearing the stories or just telling a story. And at the same time, just 50 something is like, you know what? It's like we're in a different realm. We don't have to apologize for anything. At least, I mean, like when I speak up, I'm like, I feel like you said, Stephanie, just that confidence of just like, okay, you know what? I'm going to say it. You don't have to be rude. Just say what you have to say, and being clear. What comes out your mouth is so important. Clarity is king, because I don't feel like repeating myself. So I try to say things one time. No, thank you. No, you can't. And no, thank you. And I take a longer time to give a yes. I take my time. So this is this whole development of getting older, being comfortable with the right now. So all day long I'm talking to people. Sometimes people go, Sabrina, stop it. No, I'm still talking.
You know, Sabrina, I think you made a good point about saying no. When you get older, you can say no. You may be like, no, I just don't feel comfortable, or no.
It's a complete sentence.
Also, when you get older and say no, you don't need an explanation.
Right.
No.
That's right.
And then that's it. End of story.
No.
Yep. No, complete sentence.
Right. Just now you have a sentence. So, how has your outlook changed for the world or the Black community? Has your outlook changed as you get older? When you look at the Black community, you think like, oh, it's getting better, or oh Lord, what are we doing? Or how is your outlook on it?
Well, we need to change. And I think the first step to that is we need to learn our true history.
Yes.
Outside of the one they're still teaching in the schools. Because if you learn your true history, and again, SHQUESTRA's my teacher, if you learn your true history, then you know who you are, and you can stop trying to be like other folk.
Right. So Nefakar, there's a picture of you with your you want to explain?
So beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Yes, that's Teisacho San, African Drum and Dance Group. To the far left, you have the leader group, Amanisha, and there's Deja. Deja's my best friend's granddaughter. Then next to me is Shatir, and then next to her is my daughter, Nariel, and then there's my other play daughter, Nicole. So I still dance next to these young firecrackers, and that's what we did, a Juneteenth celebration last year.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Okay. So, Nefakar, that's you too.
Okay, so there's my Quran, and there's daily prayers. We pray 5 times a day. The beauty of our prayer is that we do ablution before we pray. So we do a ritual where we wash our face, our eyes, our ears, our head, our neck, our hands, and our feet. And it's just a symbolizing of clearing out any of the negative energies, thoughts that you heard, or you're thinking, or you may have smelled something. So it's just like a clearing. So I pray 5 times a day.
Oh, okay.
I strive to pray 5
That's
times.
beautiful. Is that you?
That's me and my garment when I graduated into the Nation of Islam in 2018 in Chicago.
Wow.
Okay.
Thank you, sister. And
that's
I also perform at the zoo every year during the summer. COVID stole it this year. So that's one of my performances. We do a big giant puppet animal parade at the zoo. So that was after one of my performances.
Wow.
That's nice. And so someone just said, oh, they were glad that they were listening because now they feel like they weren't going through this alone. And I'm like, no, this is all part of us as we mature. But I want people to know that you You can grow older gracefully. You don't have to. I see people, it makes me so crazy when I hear people say, oh my God, Angela Bassett looks so good at her age, or she's had plastic surgery. And so people hold up different stars, and that's what they try to obtain when you can't obtain that because that's not real. And they've had liposuction, they've had their breasts, they've had their butt, whatever. And so you're trying to go to the gym and try to obtain stuff that you can never obtain. So what we have to do is feel comfortable in who we are and feel safe in who we are and know that it's okay. And I want to show women it's okay to get wrinkles. It's okay to go through menopause. It's okay to lose your hair. That's part of it. Since I shaved my head, I've had so many women come to me and say, oh my God, I want to do that, but they don't feel confident. One lady said she goes in the bathroom. My husband has not seen her without her wig on in like 20 years.
Wow.
Because she feel confident. She would be afraid if he saw her or whatever. And I'm just like, I went to work and everybody was like, oh my God. I was just like, yeah, enough was enough. And I feel real comfortable. It is what it is. And so I don't think that we know how brave we are in what we do. We just think, oh, that's just what they do. But the average woman will not do what all of us have done. And we've done all different kinds of things. I mean, Neferkar is still out there. She's out there dancing and doing her thing. Sabrina's still out there doing herbs and stuff. Stephanie's out there with kids and stuff. And so a lot of people just kind of pull back in, but we're out there and say, hey, this is what it is. And I want to show younger women, it's okay to go over. It's okay to sometimes get up and your legs hurt or your feet. And so we're telling you different things you can do. One of the things I wanted to was talk about some of the blends you can do to take your bath. So you can do rosebuds, lavender, rosemary, comfrey, peppermint leaves, and I put them in a little bag with some lavender oil, and then you can put that under when you put it in the tub. And so, because you don't want all that in your tub, and then you can take the little bag that you have it in and scrub yourself, with your temple as well as that. And I also like fresh roses, and then pull the petals off. You can buy the petals, just buy the flowers, and then just sprinkle them and just cover my tub with just beautiful rose petals, and just take the rose petals and just kind of crush them on me when I'm in there. You can do chamomile, rosemary, bay leaf, peppermint leaf, marigold, cinnamon stick, and then some essence oil like frankincense and myrrh, and that'll help you go on a vision quest. You put that in your little bag, put that in there, and then you go into the tub and you immerse yourself in there like 7 times, and then you can go on a vision quest. So there's a lot of little things that we can do ourselves, and most of these things we have in our homes, in our cabinets as we're cooking with them. But you can go to different herbal stores and get, Sabrina, we can get the rose petals and the flowers and the lavender flowers, and you can do that yourself. You don't have to spend a whole lot of money doing that. These are things you can do yourself. You can get the Himalayan salt. I buy it in a 25 bag, and then you can get apple cider vinegar at the store and baking soda. Put that together with some little lavender. There you are. So there's a lot of things that we can do, and with the shea butter and the coconut, that keeps ourselves looking the way that we want to look. But as Neferkar was saying, it's mostly in the mind. So your first cause level is your mind. So what are you thinking? And so that's going to do it. And then you give it sound when you speak it. So we have to just really think about, what is it that we really want? What are our intentions? And where do we want to go, and where do we want to land? And so that's how. So I just want you all, because I know all of you have always been working on yourselves. All of you have always elevated yourself, and it's a work in progress. So I've seen all of you move up as you age. And so I just wanted people to know that there are people in the community that are doing this. You're all prayer warriors. I call on you anytime about praying for somebody, whatever. So that's also part of your spiritual belief. We all come together to pray for each other and what have you, and pray for the community as well. So I tell young people, there are people praying for the community constantly. I mean, some of us are always in prayer. Neferkar is always in prayer. Every word you speak is a prayer. And so I want people to feel comfortable in who they are. Yes, it is a work of progress. I tell you, young people, we didn't just wake up like this. It was a process. to get where we are. And
Yeah.
sometimes we still fall back and they're like, okay, we got to regroup because this is where we are now, because there's always change. Life is change. God is change. There's always, a change that's, going on. So we're getting toward the end. So what would you like to leave people with? What would you like to leave young women with as we get toward the end? What would be your final words? What do you want to share with them?
Can I finish the point from about the community real quick? Just something real quick. As far as our community is concerned, I think that, we think about, oh, let's change the world, but I think it starts with us, one person at a time, no matter what nationality you are. If you see someone acting racist or out of line, it's up to us. We have to call that out to that person. We have to call each other out, because we've been trying to do the big universal thing and that has not worked. So we have to start calling out each person, no matter what nationality they are. And as far as what I want to leave with the sisters, for all of us, is that first thing is, to thy own self be true. My little tattoo, because how can I help you? Or like they say, how can I put the oxygen mask on you if I'm over here and I can't breathe? So if I'm true to myself, then I can do that same thing to my sister. So be true to yourself first. You really do have to love yourself first. People's like, oh no, I don't. No, you really do. You can't give what you don't have for yourself.
That's true. That is very true. Yeah.
Sabrina?
What comes to mind is the young sisters, find an auntie, an older auntie, a neighbor, and talk to them. Because right now, this is a great opportunity to talk. I mean, it's always a good opportunity to talk, but right now, a lot of aunts, like I talked to my aunt who's up there in age, and she's telling me stories. I just, about her time in the South and what's going on here and before the COVID. Find an aunt, find a older cousin, find just an older woman you can just talk and just ask questions, so you can learn something or add to your journey. And the same thing what Sister X said about being true to yourself. That's just always in my mind. Even as an older woman, you got to keep revisiting that thought over and over again. But like I talk to my daughter, I talk to younger sisters that come through where I work at. I always try to find an opportunity to talk to them and ask them a question. How's your day going? Or like for real, not even so much how your day is going. Tell me about that. And that kind of like opened up the door. A lot of times there's a lot of hurt inside. There's a lot of quietness inside. And we have to kind of like tap into that so we can help them not to do certain things, not to get involved with, unnecessary relationships or even taking wrong directions. All these little things help. So that's my takeaway.
Steph?
I think for myself is learning to like myself. It took me a long time to like who I am, to love who I am. The first person to love you is you. The last person to love you is you. And I think that a lot of people don't love or even like themselves. And you know what? That may be something that you have to grow into. But I think if you start now standing in the mirror, looking at yourself and being like, I'm okay, I'm a good person, and just really assessing yourself, stand in your own truth and deal with whatever it is that you have going on about yourself. I mean, it shouldn't take 50 years for me to like the person that I am. But it took a while for me to like Stephanie, to accept Stephanie for who she is, all her faults, all her greatness, and, all her failings. So I think that's something that if someone maybe I had a chance to really sit down and talk to somebody. I mean, I had you, Mom. It was great. But you're kind of a hard act to follow sometimes. But I just think that, sitting down and really getting to know yourself. I think this COVID has given a lot of people time to get to know themselves and to get to see who they really are and see if they really like the person that they are and maybe possibly change that as well. So this is definitely a time for reflection on who you are and who you want to be or who you see yourself as in the world. You contribute and what you get from, from people. So I think that's something that, as you grow older, and if you want to grow older gracefully, is something that you need to do and assess.
Yeah, and I just want all the sisters out there to know, find a sister circle if you really need someone to really talk to. I think Roland had a program on today when they were talking about mental health and whatever. It's always good to have somebody you can call and talk and chop it up with, and have those kind of conversations. And we're here, we're here every Sunday. And so if there's a topic that you would like to have us talk about, you can send it to us or put it in the comments, and we'll get back to that. Because my thing is just having this arena or platform that allows people to be able to voice how they feel. And I want women to feel good about who they are, and I want them to know that we are here to support you. And I've always had people that I look up to, that I respect, to be on the program. I really enjoyed you guys being here today. It was just so much fun, and I hope that the audience had some great takeaways and will grow old gracefully as we have. So I want to thank you all for being here. Next week we're going to talk about beauty and health. Bring your pen and your notebook, because we're going to talk about beauty and health. And Nefakar will be back with us too, and talk more about that too as well. So thank you so much for being on, for attending our show. And we wish to see you next week. So okay, Ro, we're ready. Gotta wait for Ro to take us off. She might have stepped away from the